I am Chris Lewis, your CAW heavyweight champion, undefeated for over a year, and not because of COVID, but because everybody's scared of me. Now you're watching Wrestle Geeks ReCap. Like, subscribe, or I'm gonna come down there and slap the stupid off your face.
Welcome, Wrestle Geeks. This is your host, the Geek Trevor Firth, and I'm being joined by the Hive Simp, Jordan Talbot, as well as our Impact Predictions champion, the modern day Viking, Jay Scriven.
Hello, Viking Maniacs.
So how's it going, guys?
Good, man.
I'm just enjoying the cream in my coffee.
Let's face it, man.
And for $2 extra,
Oh
you
god.
get coffee too.
That being said, that's a perfect excuse for me to bring up the mug on Patreon, at least.
There you go.
So we have started a Patreon. We have 4 different tiers. Our highest level tier will get you a mug with our logo on it after 3 months of pledging. Anybody who wants to go over there, the link will be in the description down below. And we appreciate all of it. Anything we get from there is going to go back towards the channel, either custom music, hiring people for editing, hiring people for marketing, helping us out, make the channel grow. That being said, though, we need to get. I want one of those coffee mugs. They're nice. Not gonna lie. But that being said, don't forget every video, guys. You have to super kick that like button.
Elbow drop a subscribe.
And bigger for the share button.
And that was unrehearsed. Well done, guys.
Yep. That's the best part about it. One day we will do live content, and this is what you can expect.
Oh my god, with the live content like what we've just been talking about, god damn.
Okay.
That's scary, right? We got to be careful when we do live
Yes.
content. We're gonna lose monetization within the first 3 minutes.
Barred.
You had a good run.
Yep. But guys, we're here to recap Impact Wrestling for May 27th. Quick overview of the show. How'd you guys feel? Or is there anything about that happened in wrestling this week that you guys want to shout out before we go into it?
Yeah. So, New Japan, WWE, exclusive deal. What do you think about that?
Is it official, though?
No. New
I don't
Japan
see it.
straight up made a tweet saying, "Oops, wrong con."
There you go.
Like, I don't know. It's at this point they're trolling everybody. I think WWE is going to take the opportunity to troll everybody, in my opinion, on anything. And New Japan are weird though. I can never read them. I will admit.
See, I'm worried that it will just... they're talking about the Forbidden Door and everything, and they're going to work with I forgot the name of them. That's
MLW.
the one, thank you. Yeah, MLW. They're going to work with MLW and do crossovers with those, They've started saying Daniel Bryan could be a part of the reason they're going to do a crossover. I don't know. I think if it does, it puts a real big dent into the things that Impact and AEW and New Japan are all doing worldwide at the moment. Because WWE will make it exclusive that they can only work with them.
Oh, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, still, I'd rather see Daniel Bryan in MLW than not see him anywhere at all. Because I'm not going to watch WWE, because that's crap storytelling. So...
What happens if you could see Daniel Bryan in New Japan, but that means New Japan work with WWE? How would you feel about that?
That's fine. That's fine. It'll last 2 years at most. Then New Japan will go work with someone else because that's how they roll.
For me, I think the biggest thing happening in wrestling right now is New Japan has announced their match for the IWGP World Heavyweight title. They got Okada versus Shingo Takagi, which I'm already calling match of the year because that's two of the best in the world, and I have yet to see. I mean, Shingo's on a tear. That's just
really
amazing. And Okada's Okada, so you don't have to even say anything about him in terms of how good he is. So, yeah, I'm very excited for that match.
Yep, and it makes sense. They were the two, they're the two contenders. It was Shingo, and then it was Okada. They were the two who were facing Ospreay, right? So, makes sense. I'm excited for that match. It's unfortunate about Ospreay. It really is. I brought it up last week. But Shingo and Okada is going to be absolutely incredible to watch. But BTI this week, Jay, was it worth watching? I watched the match. I didn't watch anything else.
No.
We'll get into it later, but at least we know next week will be worth watching.
Oh, yeah.
But,
so, Iceman Intel, he tells us someone has gone missing. It's a knockout. My favourite part of the whole BTI was when Gia Miller goes, someone's missing. I'm here. And she was like really confused and asking if she was there. Like, that was hilarious.
Okay.
The rest of it.
I really love Gia Miller. She's just good. She's very good. That's all I gotta say.
No, I agree. It was really funny. And then you had a promo, which was Sam Beale talking. Eddie Edwards goes up and says, yo, dude, how you doing? You know, you're doing really well. And then Sam Beale challenges him to a match.
Well, yeah, and that actually happened on last week's Impact. So they're just showing us that, yeah. But the match itself, Sam Beale versus Eddie Edwards, was on BTI, and I thought it was fantastic.
Sam Beale's growing on me.
I'm loving Sam Beale. I'm all for him. What did you think of the match?
I agree. Overall, it was a really, really good match. Just giving Sam Beale a bit more time and a bit more time to tune his abilities, really, and putting someone in the ring like Eddie Edwards is going to be a good thing.
Absolutely.
Just for the experience, it's worth it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he finally got to actually show off what he can do for once. Jordan, you agree?
Like I said, Sam Beale is somebody you need on Impact in terms of somebody who he may not win all the matches, but he's someone who you can build up on. Like in my opinion, he's like Mikey Whipwreck in ECW, where he was somebody who never won, but the crowd just fell in love with him because he just gave 110% every time. But he wasn't one of those white meat baby faces who said, I'm going to give you 110% every time. He's actually, really trying. And but you need that kind of guy on your roster. You need somebody who people can get behind and invest, slowly in, not just watching him get put.
I mean, he hasn't won a match yet, so that's good.
He's like a true jobber, isn't he? You know what I mean? Like he's really just honing his trade and really getting down to it. At the end of the match, Eddie Edwards gets the double underhook, and then does the Boston Knee Party, and Edwards gets the pin.
Yeah. Main show itself started with something that I didn't expect. That was a promo from Sami Callihan.
Before we start, though, I just want to say, because I just said about Mikey Whipwreck, I want to say very sorry to hear that he retired, but he retired for the right reasons. He said he was feeling, he was having memory problems. He was having problems walking, and For somebody who loves the business, I respect the fact that he knows you should not go any farther if you're having problems like that.
I didn't even. I'll be honest, man. I missed that. I didn't know he retired this week.
Yeah, it was either this week or last week, but I saw it on a post that he had retirement due to basically injuries and his health. And to all the wrestlers out there, don't risk it, man. If you're not feeling it anymore, if you're really having some problems, it's not worth it, man. Don't be dangerous to yourself.
No, you got to think about your long-term health.
Much as I'd love to see you in the ring, I'd rather see you walking.
Yeah, same. Safety of the performers is a huge thing for me. But yeah, promo with Sami Callihan opening the show, guys.
I loved it.
This was unexpected because, as me and Jay said last week, Impact always opens with a banger of a match. I did not expect this, but it was cool. Do you want to go into what was being said, Jay?
Yeah, so Sammy gets a chair, sits in the ring, and he just says, sick of Kenny, sick of all this. You may get a pin on Moose, Swan. You may be able to prepare for the lights out spear or the frog splash, but you can't prepare for me. And Don's afraid of me. Kenny's afraid of me. He doesn't want me to face him. The Good Brothers are afraid of me. And that's basically what he says. Just runs down how he's the perfect person to face Kenny.
Yeah.
And this is perfect storytelling when you think about it, because it is Sammy pretty much saying what some people say. That if you wanted a champion, who would you rather out of the three? Would you rather have Kenny Omega, who's considered the greatest? Would you rather Moose, who is this big monster, who is like a marketing genius, like a marketer's dream?
Yeah.
Or do you want Sammy, who's a guy who pretty much will spin in your face?
Yeah. No, I love Sammy's promo. It was spot on. It was absolutely perfect. But Jordan, then we get Moose coming out.
Oh yeah, Moose kills it. And so Moose comes out and says pretty much like, listen, you're not any problem with me. And as for Kenny, until against all odds, he's mine. He's making it very clear. Sammy, talk all you want, but as for Kenny, that's my problem, not yours. Stay out of my business. And I love how these two guys pretty much are saying the exact same thing. They both want the title back in Impact, but they're basically telling each other, hey, it's going to be me who's going to do it, not you.
I love it. I think my favorite part of the whole thing, though, is the third part.
Yeah.
I mean, we get the Good Brothers coming out, and the Good Brothers are living up to their name. They are preaching away.
Hallelujah.
Oh, it was so good. I actually loved it because the entire time they're referring to Kenny. Like they are just the priest of Kenny's gospel. That's all they're spreading Kenny's gospel. That's all they're doing. I loved it. And I mean, they come out and they're just like, really, neither of you matter. Like, it doesn't matter. Kenny's gonna win. Kenny's gonna beat Moose, and then Kenny's gonna beat Sammy, and then Kenny's gonna beat everybody else. Because it's Kenny.
I've got one question.
Yeah.
So on this episode of Impact, we don't see Kenny at all.
Nope.
Does that not mean he forfeits his title?
No, he was in the locker room. They have a line. It was implied that he was there, but just not on camera.
I actually don't mind it.
They implied that he was there.
No. I don't mind it. I'm just going back to the rules. They said if Kenny doesn't appear on Impact TV, he has to forfeit his title and the AEW title. Now, he did definitely not appear on Impact TV.
No, they actually just said he had to be in the building, technically.
Yeah, they found the loophole. They're good.
He just has to be there. But yeah, no, you're right. He wasn't there. He totally wasn't there. They reference it later.
I like the locker room with the word Kenny on the Omega on the locker room door.
Yeah.
I don't know. You have a predictions champions locker room.
Apparently has a red wall with a sign.
VIP exclusive, mate.
There you go.
One thing that made this promo really work for me, by the way, is so other companies are going back to crowds now. Impact still has no crowds, but they have mastered crowd noises. This, all the crowd noises, it went quiet exactly when it needed to. It was just the right amount of boos at just the right volume, just the right amount of cheers, and just the right amount of random sounds put in too that you would just hear throughout a show. I feel like Impact has really figured out their crowd noises. It's
Do you know what?
Yeah,
I've got to agree with you. When it first started doing crowd sounds, I thought this was horrendous, and now I don't even notice that there's not a crowd there.
Yeah.
Look, so I'm totally on board with you.
Yeah, I found over the last couple of weeks especially, they've done really good. This set of tapings has been really good with them. But after all this, we get Don Callis that makes a match. He's going to put the Good Brothers versus Moose and Sammy, doing the classic, can they coexist? Storyline. I mean, I saw it coming a mile away. The moment the Good Brothers came out, you're like, yep, here we go. Main event tonight's going to be a tag match.
I do love him, the interview that he does. Don Callis does. It was hilarious.
Yeah, go into it, man. Gia and Don.
Basically, he's saying, like, you know, hey, when you're an EVP, you can do anything you want. I mean, I am the goal. I am the invisible hand. I can make things happen. I make matches happen. And Scott D'Amore shows up, and, you know, he's being all buddy-buddy with him. But the line that I love, since he's standing next to Kenny Omega's locker, is he says, Scott D'Amore says, well, you actually booked it's a good match. It's a good match. Like, yeah, come on, man. Hey, we're the Golden Bookers. But
the Golden Bookers was good. I really liked that.
I remember looking at the sign going, I see what he did there.
Yeah.
For fans who don't know, that was clearly a shot at the Golden Lovers.
Kota Ibushi and Kenny Omega. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's good. I loved it.
I had a good little oh no, that's smart. I like that.
After that, we get D'Lo and Josh talking to us for a little bit, telling us the card for the night. And guys, 17 minutes into the show before we had the first match. Like, wow, that is not. I'm not complaining. It's just really weird because we're so conditioned to Impact opening with a match that the fact that we had 17 minutes of promos, I'm like, why are we watching WWE all of a sudden?
I completely disagree with it because at least with the promos they were doing, they were actually good.
They were. It's just I feel like some of it could have been spaced out. The stuff with like Scott, Dawn, and Gia could easily have been spaced out after the match, in my opinion.
Yeah, I could have.
That's all I'm gonna say. It's a pacing thing.
I didn't even realize it went 17 minutes before the match started. I was enjoying it, so yeah.
Fair.
As long as promos are done well,
where you've got a 3-out.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jordan. You're right. I don't know. I just caught it. I mentioned it because it was different and it was odd for Impact.
I understand that, and I agree it's odd for him, but I feel like this one worked well. If it happened every week and I was watching 20 minutes of promo before a match, I think I'd get a bit teed off with it.
Yeah. But the first match of the night is a tag match between TJP, Falaba, and Petey Williams, teamed up with Josh Alexander.
Can I just say this because I didn't get to say it last week?
Yeah.
Greatest Swingers Palace episode ever.
It was such a good one. I was so the two best Swingers Palace episodes you were missing from the recap. It's really sad.
It's all good. I'm happy I saw that Falaba, you know. I thought, hey, it's sad that Falaba looks great in the dress. That's the thing. Swingers Palace makes miracles.
Yeah, I gotta admit, that was hilarious. That was really good.
But anyway, you know, I just need to give that shout out because, you know, everybody knows I am a ticket holder to the Swingers Palace.
Have you ordered yourself a Swingers Palace t-shirt yet?
I'm trying to. I'm going to get one. That's eventually going to happen. I'm going to get it, and I'm going to have someone stitch in above it, Swinger Palace EVP.
Nice. Very nice. I like that. Jay, do you want to take us through the match, man?
Yeah, it was a really good match, actually. I really enjoyed it. Again, and I suppose opening match for Impact, it's a good match. So you got Williams and Josh versus TJP and Falaba.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So Falaba gets Josh Alexander in a headlock, and it was hilarious. Like, right at the beginning of the match. Yeah. Also, you got like Team Canada, not that Team Canada, but a Team Canada who work really well together. They do have really good chemistry.
Yeah, and well, this is the thing, right? Like, Josh was a member of the North. Petey was a member of Team Canada. The two most Canadian tag team names of all effing time.
Here's a thing I read. Yeah, I read someone called Petey Williams Maple Leaf Muscle. Yeah.
Yes.
That was awesome.
I think that's fucking hilarious.
That was
It was his nickname when he was with Scott Steiner.
Yeah. Oh, so good. Love it.
But you get Falaba drops Josh with a Samoa drop. And then TJP follows up with the Mamba Splash and gets the win.
Yeah, and I agree with you, man. It was a really fast-paced, fun tag team match. It had a good couple comedy spots. Like the kick up when they tried to both do a kick up. Falaba and TJP were both trying to kick up. Falaba can't. TJP goes to grab his hand and help him do it, and he just gets pulled down to the mat and face slams. It was a hilarious moment. Like, I was laughing so hard for it. I was like, that was so dumb but so good.
I was believing in Falaba. I thought he could do
it. Man, he won.
I would have loved to have seen that.
Yeah.
Falaba ever does it, it will be the greatest pop you'll ever hear.
Played in.
Played in, of course.
He has Chariots of Fire playing in the background as he does it.
It's great to see TJP and Falaba back again overall. One thing I do find weird, though, is that they called this an X Division tag match. And I'm like, no, don't do that. It's a tag match, or it's an X Division match. There is no such thing as an X Division tag. There is no X Tag Division.
Falaba's in the X Division.
Since when?
That's all
it's not
muscle he
about
has.
weight limits.
I know it's not about weight limits. It's a style thing. Which,
yeah, he has the greatest style ever.
Who's
for
got
the
more style? Yeah, who's got more style than Falaba in his dress?
He just needs discriminating him.
Okay, I'll concede. That was good. That was a good one. Next, we go to Okay, this was a night of good promos, period. I'm going to say that. But holy crap, Morrissey's promo was
Oh my god, man. Yeah.
This blew. This blew all the promos from the last month out of the water somehow. All the great. Okay, Impact is now the land of promo guys. I don't know when, but this happened sometime because we got Eric Young. We have Morrissey, who's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
We have Sami Callihan. We have Moose, who's gotten substantially better at promos all of a sudden as well. We have Rohit, who's great on the mic. And then when you look at the women's division, you got Rosemary, you got Tennille, you've got Deanna. Holy crap, man.
I want to say later on in the show, Crazy Steve, Violent by Design, what Crazy Steve did, his promo bit with that was fucking incredible.
That was awesome. That was awesome too. Everybody in Impact seems to have the ability to just fire out a great promo. And if not, then they're teamed up with someone who can. Because I didn't even bring up Ace Austin.
Yeah. So talking about this.
Do you think this is the freedom that they do?
I think it has to do with the freedom that Impact gives them. Absolutely. Yeah. But Jordan, do you want to take us into the promo itself?
Oh my god. Where do you start? So Morrissey basically talks about how, for 3 years, nobody gave a shit. And he talks about a really serious moment that I don't care who you are, made you both feel bad for him and understand why he does not give a flying fuck. For people who don't know, a few years ago in Philly, he performed in front of a crowd of 1,500 and had a seizure. It's very scary. It was scary as hell. You've seen the video. It's terrifying.
He's not dancing.
What? No, he's not dancing.
Bad joke.
No. But he had a seizure, and he said a line where he said, when people pulled out their phone, they didn't dial 911. They filmed it and posted it on YouTube. And when you think about it, that is just really that would piss anyone off.
I completely agree.
And he just basically said all his friends, his so-called friends in the business, didn't care about him, but now he's here making noise. Oh, they're all his friends.
I completely agree. This promo for me, it's the first promo I'm giving the J++ to.
Oh yeah.
It was absolutely awesome. It was on that line of reality, which I think anything in wrestling, the moment you go onto that line of reality and people can't see the difference between show and reality, it just makes it tenfold, doesn't it?
To me, this was like a classic ECW promo, where this wasn't written, this wasn't, rehearsed. This was him literally saying, "Fuck you, fans. You guys laughed at me when I had my worst moment." And I don't blame him.
No, he definitely spoke from the heart, and the whole of that promo, it was so good.
I mean, the fact that when you think about it, like I was saying to Jay, and because I don't think you heard me, Trev, but basically I said that this is basically a little bit of the bubbly.
That's my text tone. That's my text tone.
Jericho just walked into somebody's house?
Yeah, me and Jericho were buddies. It's because I'm the Impact Predictions champion, and he just wants a bit of greatness next to him.
Okay. Sorry, what were you saying, Jordan?
Well, I was trying to say, hopefully we can edit that later. But anyway, what I said about it was, you really felt this was like an ECW style promo. Because this was Morrissey saying pretty much, not writing it down. He was saying literally, fuck all the fans. You guys filmed me at my worst moment and you laughed.
Yeah. Oh, no.
And I was like, oh, what? If I was him, to all the fans who did that and laughed about it, fucking sick. And I understand that some people thought it may have been part of the show. I completely understand that. But when you find out it's real and you still post it on YouTube, you're a fucking pig. You're in my opinion.
No, I love this promo because, like I said, I felt every word of it. I agree with both of you. Like, this was one of the, like I said, best promo in the last couple months, guaranteed. Possibly
from
best
any promotion.
From any, yeah, this is probably the best promos of the year, easily. But what I love about it is, look, everything he said, because of Dark Side of the Ring and because of the A&E bios that WWE is currently doing, everybody knows, or a lot of people are starting to really know what the wrestling industry was like behind closed doors during the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s even. So a lot of people are reacting like maybe wrestling's not like that anymore 100% in locker rooms, because like a lot of people have worked really hard to clean up locker rooms and change that about the wrestling industry, right? But it's so easy to believe that it's all a front and that it hasn't changed at all. Especially when Dark Side and the A&E bio are extremely prevalent and popular. Like you talk to any wrestling fan, they're watching one of those two series.
Oh, the thing is, I've spoken to people who aren't wrestling fans anymore, used to watch wrestling, and even they're buzzing about Dark Side of the Ring.
Yeah, same.
And I'm so proud that those segments with the flashback segments are directed by my teacher from college. Super proud of that.
Well done to him, shout out, man.
Really unbelievably so happy, and he's making all of us proud here. The fact that he hasn't won an Emmy is disgusting.
Yeah. Honestly, I think we could keep talking about Morrissey in this whole promo for like another 10 minutes easy. But we gotta move on.
We could do a whole fucking show about it.
We really could, but we gotta move on.
I'll just say this one last thing about it. One last thing, that's it. This, I don't care. I said it before, but I'm going to say it again. This has finally gotten rid of his association with Enzo.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
No one's ever going to look at him and say, why isn't he with Enzo anymore? You're going to say, why does he need Enzo?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, completely. And I actually was listening to someone, reading on Facebook, someone saying that, Enzo's going to turn up. Please don't.
No, I won't. No,
he doesn't need him. He doesn't need him.
They don't need each other.
For the love of God, do not do that.
Next, we get the announcement trailer for the Knockouts show, which is just going to be Knockouts, I guess. I'm excited about it.
I am too.
It's not Kevin Owens, yeah?
No, it's not Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is not jumping ship to Impact. Although a women's division show booked by Kevin Owens would be really hardcore.
Oh my God, it's the best show ever.
Knockouts announcement. We get the face promo from all of the knockouts that are going to be in the big 5-on-5 tag match later. Well, right after this, really. And the missing Impact star is Taylor Wilde. Taylor Wilde is just gone. We have no idea where she is. And so Rachel Ellering, of course, brings up that Jordan can fill in. Jordan Grace can be number 5. So Jordan takes this as a whole thing. Oh, so you want me to be a substitute now?
I'm loving what they're doing with Jordan Grace.
Well, I mean, you guys saw the lipstick, right? Blue lipstick. Mm-hmm. That is like the biggest sign to heel turn out of everything that she's done.
Oh, great wearing it.
Well, look what happened when Kiera Hogan swapped the blue. Just saying.
She's got a beautiful name, and she's wearing a beautiful color.
Jordan Grace is going to be the 3rd member of Fire and Flava. There we go. That's what's going to happen. Fire, Flava, and Fitness.
I love it. I actually would love it if they did that.
It's actually not a terrible name. It's not great, but it's not terrible.
I love that the promo they have Rosemary just popping up and suddenly just going.
Yes. Just in and out, in and out. Like I will admit, Rosemary was the best part of this promo. She was so fucking deranged.
She's that kind of girl you want to send a love letter to, but now you're gonna get something even worse when she returns this.
That's right. Praise your queen, simp.
She is my wrestling Rebecca. I say that because I have a girlfriend named Rebecca.
Cover your bases. But then after that, we go straight into the match, which is it's Fire and Flava teamed up with Team Deanna, which is Deanna, Kimberly, and Susan, versus Rosemary, Jessica Havoc, Tennille Dashwood, Rachel Ellering, and Jordan Grace. I will say one thing before before I throw it to you for the match, I do want to say one thing. D'Lo Brown refers to Fire and Flava as the two-time? I'm like, why did he say two-time 3 times? I'm confused.
He said that a few times now.
DDP, when he was a 2-time WCW champion, and nobody knew why, honestly kept going. So, 2-time.
I don't know, I just found it really weird, and I couldn't move on from it for a second. But Jay, take it away.
Yeah, match was very good. Hogan and Steele super kick Grace, sending her into Ellering. A brawl broke out on the floor, leaving Deanna on her own, and as Rosemary hits with the winning clipper to get the pin.
No, I got nothing to say. I'm just gonna go.
Mate, your face is hilarious.
Yo, just a grunt is worse than not saying anything.
Can we make sure his face there is the screenshot for this on the video? Because that needs to be it.
I don't know. Like, again, man, I don't necessarily want to drive. I don't want to drive viewers away. We want to bring them in.
It would have been different if you were wearing a blower.
I'm sorry. I'm just laughing at Trevor coughing. It's muted.
No, but the match itself was really entertaining. I'm just a bit tired of this throw everyone in the ring. You know, there was no explanation for where Taylor Wilde had gone.
No.
I know it's to come, but it's just a bit. Let's chuck them all in the ring.
I know, no explanation for why. I mean, it's like, why is Trevor ever in the predictions? He's always going to lose.
Again, when you're the boss, Jordan, it doesn't matter.
You're right. You do not matter because you didn't win the title.
Put it in the
Every
promo.
good booker knows you don't give yourself the belt. That's all I'm going to say.
Aww.
But, yeah, no, I agree with you, man. The match was really, really fun, but I'm bored of the whole 5-on-5, 4-on-4. Let's get the entire women's division in one match. Like, come on, guy. You're announcing a knockout show. It's going to be.
Is this going to be a wrestling show, or is it going to be a
Total Diva?
Like a talk?
Is it going to be like the?
Okay. I'd be fine. I'm happy if it's a wrestling show, but if this is the kind of women's content they give us on a regular basis, then I'm wondering what's the point. I don't really want a reality TV show like Total Divas, but what I would be cool with is if we get a weekly series that focuses on one member of the Knockouts roster every week. Just a series that follows her around for a little bit, focuses on her, talks about her. Like,
I'd be happy with something like you know, like the show that they did. It was like little skits. I can't remember what it was called now, and it was like, it's not In Your House, but
Wrestle House.
Wrestle House. That's the one.
That was
Yeah,
epic.
it's like Wrestle House.
I loved it.
Yeah.
It was so good. Yeah.
Add a
Well,
bit of
what-
comedy. Add a match. You know, I think it could work.
It could. Anything to add before we move on, Jordan?
I agree with you guys. I'm sick and tired of the multi-women matches.
It's just a little too much. Next, we go backstage to Josh and TJP, who are just like, man, like, Josh is like, you deserve all the props. You pinned me, and it was a tag match, but you pinned me. You know, and he's giving TJP a title shot, basically. Scott walks up and tells them that they are basically the embodiment of what the X Division means and represents. And I have a slight issue with that. I agree. TJP is the embodiment of what the X Division means and represents. Josh Alexander is not, on the other hand. Josh Alexander is the exception. He is someone that excels in the X Division despite not having an X Division style of wrestling. Because he's a pure style wrestler. Put Josh Alexander in ROH. What's the first belt you see him going for?
Oh yeah,
ROH.
sure belt.
Yep. And man, how much do you want to see Jonathan Gresham versus Josh Alexander?
Oh,
That's
that'd
a
be
dream.
beautiful match.
That's a dream match. But
But I will say before you continue, I
Yeah.
I have to disagree with you about what you say about Josh Alexander being an exception in there. I think he's a good example in the X Division. I think what Scott was trying to say is an example of how the X Division is all these different styles, not just high flying, but different styles in terms of mat wrestling and any style that there is.
I suppose it's just anyway, it's one of those like to me it kind of defeats the point of what the X Division is.
You
That's
see
all I
high
got.
flying, what you're saying, right?
That's all I gotta say about it. But I love the fact that they're doing what they're doing. They're going to be using BTI to do, and then the last little bit of it's going to spill over into the main show, of course, because the ending of the match has to be on Impact proper. We are getting a 60-minute Iron match.
Oh Lord.
I cannot wait for this. TJP and Josh in an Iron match is going to be incredible.
And the hype
Unbelievable.
that people have been saying about it that actually worked for Impact is hyped this match for me.
Yeah. Impact didn't even have to do anything to sell this match to me. Literally, they're just like, hey, look, go watch BTI. We're going to have an Iron Man match between Josh and TJP. And I'm like, I'm in.
And I'm
Yeah,
excited. I'm not going to have to listen to George.
Yeah, no George Iceman. Sorry, Jordan, what were you going to say?
I said, and also correct on that one, Jay. And also, before anyone starts, me and Trevor are cool. We are always just joking around. We actually do not hate each other. So stop sending messages of why do me and Trevor hate each other.
Yeah.
Nah, we just...
You should see the messages in the group chat. Jordan's always begging for forgiveness.
I am. I'm always begging for forgiveness.
I mean, if we don't give each other a hard time, what's the point of doing this?
He was suspended last week. That's why he wasn't here.
Kayfabe, dude.
Oh, sorry. I forgot.
Failed
I
my
said
drug
that line between reality.
failed the drug test.
Yeah.
But what I was saying was, what is great about this is that you don't have to sell. You're absolutely right. Because these are two world-class wrestlers that you can't see having a bad match. And plus, this is going to work out perfect for both guys. TJP's going to shine, show everyone why he's, TJP. And Josh Alexander is going to have such an awesome, if he retains, perfect notch under his belt in terms of defense.
Yeah, I agree. And
It's
this,
the first time I actually want to watch BTI. Like, really want to watch it.
it's the first time in a while I'm excited to watch it. But I'm hoping this isn't like most Iron Man matches. I'm hoping this isn't like a 3-2 or a 2-0. I want this to be like 5-4 falls. I want these guys to just like keep getting crazy amount of
I
pinfalls against each
disagree.
other.
I want it to be totally Josh Alexander just fucking destroys TJP.
I'm cool with that too.
I'm on the end where I think the littlest amount of pinfalls or submissions would be the best.
I like different things out of Iron matches. I've seen so many of them, and a lot of them come down to the just
Can you hear me?
2 or 2-0. Yeah. Next we get the vignette between Jake and Rohit, and this was really cool. But now I need to go check if it's real because Impact has lied to me in the past about Japan. So now I don't know if Jake and Rohit actually train together. Yeah.
I will confirm, yes.
Awesome. I'm fully invested then, and this is badass.
They work for a company that I don't know if you guys know, it's called AAW Wrestling. It's a company out of Chicago with Sami Callihan works there.
Yeah.
A lot of people that come, a lot of great talent go to AAW, and I really noticed there because it's such a it's a really great company for a lot of unknown wrestlers to get discovered.
Yeah, I've watched a little bit of their stuff, and yeah, Jake and Rohit were tag team champions in that promotion, correct?
Yeah.
Cool. So I didn't know they trained together. I knew they were tag team champions in the Indies together, but I did not know they trained together and came up together. That is awesome. That's cool to know. I'm so much more invested in this match now.
To me, what this does is this is telling fans these two guys are part of the new generation that are going to take over.
But just to recap what it's actually about, Rohit brings up the fact that they came up together, they trained together on the Indies, they were tag team champions, but he got picked by Impact first, and he got signed first. After Scott D'Amore and Don Callis came in, they picked up Jake Something, and Jake Something was the big shiny new toy, and they Scott D'Amore treats Rohit like crap, and he does. He really does. But I really love that storyline. I'm not that idea of just how jealous Rohit is, and how when Scott called out Jake in front of the entire locker room for that qualifying match, the reason why he grabbed Jake's leg was because that was the moment. He was just like, no, you're giving him this much credit in front of everybody? Bullshit. I can't take it anymore. This is great.
But what I love about this match, like I said, this is to me, when you think about the young talent Impact has, Ace Austin, Jake Something, Rashid, I mean, good lord.
Yeah.
What this company has right now, if they keep these guys long enough, Jesus Christ.
I know, right? So we're starting to run a little long on time, so we're gonna have to try and speed it up a little bit, guys. But so Jordan, do you want to take us through the Violent by Design in-ring segment?
It was really good. Basically, Eric Young told everybody, he told them they were going to get, that things were going to change. They were going to get them, they were going to, make people notice them. And, this is what happened. They became champions.
Yep.
But I was more excited for what happened, who came out, though.
Yeah.
Because I'll let you guys take over this, and I will say how much this next guy means to me.
I mean, Kojima comes out and challenges Doring for a match. And I will just say, Kojima is one of the most decorated tag team wrestlers to come out of Japan in the last 15 years. He has an amazing singles career as well. So I'm excited for this.
I'll just say this. Former IWGP champion, Triple Crown champion for all one of only 3 guys IWGP Triple Crown and the NWA World Title, and is a 6-time tag team champion with Hiroshi Tenzan. This guy is a fucking legend.
He actually won it 7 times. 6 times with Tenzan, once with somebody else.
Oh, okay. But still, this guy's a fucking... When I saw him come out, I marked out.
Oh yeah, it's hard not to. When you watch any Japanese wrestling, he's a name that comes up often. So I'm excited. Jay, this is your first time seeing Kojima.
Yeah.
They pulled the Christian on you. They pulled the Christian Cage, where he just walked in, said one thing, and then left.
Yeah. To me, I'm guessing his English isn't too good.
It's okay, but it's not great.
That's all I'll say. He said enough.
Yeah.
No, I agree. He definitely said enough. I just, you could tell that his English wasn't the best, and not that it's a problem. I just think, and it's actually got me quite hyped for the match as well. But I don't really know who he is. I don't really follow Japanese wrestling, and I think I look forward to seeing him probably for the first time.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Hopefully the first of many.
With Joe Doring, you will become a fan of his. Guaranteed. They always have amazing matches together.
There you go.
I read that they had history together and stuff, and yeah.
So next we go backstage, and we have Myers, who's interrupting Gia, who's talking to Dr. Ross.
No. Gia said Dr. Ross.
Dr. Ross?
That's what she
The
said.
name tag says Dr. E. Foreman. So, anyway.
Did it really?
Yeah, it did. I love it. But Myers comes in, like, why are you interviewing? Shouldn't you be talking to me? And he's all angry and upset, and he says this stuff, and he's just like, no, blah. He's bitching at Gia, and she's just like, I wasn't talking to you. I love how she just lets go of that comment, just like, I wasn't talking to you.
We learned that Cardona's going to be out for 12 weeks as well, with a fractured orbital bone.
Yeah. That hurts. Those suck. I mean, you got a broken bone in your face, so. But yeah, and then Sam Beal walks in. I expect them to set up Sam Beal versus Brian Myers, but I think they implied that Myers is going to be, like, mentoring him?
Yes.
Is that? Yeah.
I hope so.
I kind of like that, but they're kind of dropping the ball with Myers. I mean, now that Cardona's gone for so long, for next, 3 months, 4 months, so maybe something good could happen. But
Can you imagine? Yeah, look, this is something that I was thinking about. Myers, Beal, become best friends. Yeah. Cardona comes back, jealous.
That'd be funny, actually.
They could even talk about setting up a podcast together or something silly, just these literally build them as best friends, and Cardona comes back really angry.
That'd be good. But Jay, you brought this up earlier. Do you want to bring us into the next promo?
Yeah, so you've got Eric Young and Violent by Design walk backstage and accept the challenge by, pronounce his name for me, Kojima. Yes. Sorry, I fucking destroyed that pronunciation. I didn't even want to try. Honestly. And for Against All Odds. And then Decay interrupts him, and Dino just looks really angry, and he's like, you know who we are, you know you shouldn't interrupt us. And Crazy Steve just drops the best promo Crazy Steve has ever dropped on fucking TV. Like, honestly,
it's too bad that we had the Morrissey promo in the same episode, because like this promo totally gets glazed over because of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he says that Dina's jumping from the shadow of Jake something to Eric Young and Violent by Design, but he doesn't say it. He points and like does this fucking laugh. Honestly,
And Steve is saying exactly what you said, Jay. Gina hasn't won a single match since joining Violent by Design. So has this really given him anything?
no, but
And that's
I mean,
crazy Steve is saying. That's what I love.
and Dina even referred to himself as to Violent by Design as we are the tag team champions, which definitely, honestly, I really hope we get the Freebird rule.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Fingers crossed.
Freebird rules. Jordan, how do you feel about that?
I love the idea of the Freebird rule. I always think that's awesome. The promo was awesome. Like, Crazy Steve knocked it out. Fucking love his jacket, man.
Yeah, it was
That
cool.
was such a fucking cool jacket.
Yeah.
I think Jay said everything that needed to be said about the promo.
Yeah. It was really good. Again, like, Impact's on fire with promos. We got so many good talkers. And like Scott D'Amore and Don Callis are great on the mic as well, so. So third match of the night, we got another tag match. This time it's Decay, Black Taurus, and Crazy Steve. Versus, I just called them Swingers Palace. Johnny Swinger and Hernandez.
That's what they should be called.
Mamarella. Terrible. Oh, it's terrible, but it's so perfect for her. It's funny.
I'm so conflicted with this match.
I mean, this is just a fun, stupid little. This is a comedy wrestling fan's dream. This is such a stupid match. I loved it.
I'm so conflicted. I had the place where I've always wanted to go, and the woman I've always wanted to go with. In the corner. Match, but I felt like this is what Miss Elizabeth felt like. With Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. It was great to see Steve get the pin. I will say. It was awesome to see Steve get the pin. Of course, he got it on Swinger. I mean, like, Swinger's in the match. Swinger's gonna take the pin. Let's face it. That is his purpose.
Do you know what? Swinger and Hernandez, they could be a good tag team, a funny tag team. I think, as you know, Hernandez needs to drop his so much serious, but it worked in this match.
Okay, Hernandez is super over the top serious, but yet all of this stupid and gang things and all the stupid things he was doing after his elbow drops or whatever, I'm like, why is this working?
Yep.
This is because you're with someone like Swinger who's so over the top. That shit's actually kind of funny right now. God damn it, it's working.
Well, it's only a few weeks ago we were all slating him like, oh no, I don't want to see him on TV anymore. And slowly coming back to a place where I could see him on TV. I'm happy to see him on TV doing this. You know, I don't want to see him with his bullshit fucking hard man stuff, but this works.
No, exactly. It's finding the right place for everybody.
Yeah. And that's something Impact as well.
Yeah. Next we go backstage. This is a weird segment. We had a cameraman hiding by the door frame, basically, recording Dawn and the Good Brothers secretly. And I will say, this is when I noticed that Doc Gallows has the word dangly written on his gear. I didn't notice it before, but I noticed it this time, and I lost half of the promo because I was laughing too hard about the fact that it says dangly, because I'm like, oh god damn it, you don't have the belts anymore, but you still found a way.
I missed the bit of the promo. I saw the dangly bit though, and I like the fact that they're wearing matching outfits.
Yes, the outfits were great.
You can really tell they're a good couple.
Yes. Jordan, promo? Did you get anything?
Anyway, I love it.
I mean, it wasn't anything big. This was just like, you guys gotta win. We're putting you guys in you're the tag team. They're just two singles wrestlers. Blah 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 blah. It was really standard stuff. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So main event time, guys. Moose and Sami Callihan need to coexist versus the Good Brothers. So Jay, before you go into the match, I just want to say, who was Aquaman and who was Black Manta?
This match was a good ending.
I love how you guys ignore it.
This match has a good ending, and really shows Sami as a badass, especially when he takes the big boot from Moose. You know, he kind of just stumbles back, but it doesn't knock him over. That really sets him up as, you know, a good challenger. So Moose obviously hits the crossbody from the corner on Gallows. It goes to set up for the lights out, but Sami blind tags himself in, and so Moose hits Sami with the big boot. Sami stumbles back, and then Sami's like, "Fuck this!" Hits Moose with the big boot, who drops down from the corner, and then Anderson hits Gallows with something, and then they a spine buster. Yeah, hits him with the spine buster. Then they get the magic killer and they get the pin.
Yeah, and I'm happy that the tag team won.
Yeah,
yes.
I was
two singles.
very worried.
Yeah, this is a good match overall. It served its purpose, told the story. It went the way it should have. They imploded, but not in like a super obvious, over-the-top way. It just felt natural. Good job with it.
Yeah, very good job. Very good job of putting Moose over as well. Moose just looks so dominant. Sami looks so dominant. You know, it's awesome.
Dude, that's Moose using the corner to do that goddamn crossbody on Gallows. Like, holy shit.
Yep.
That was insane. But Jordan, what do you want to say about the match?
I'm happy that the Good Brothers won.
Yeah.
Amen.
No, overall this was a promo heavy episode of Impact, and all of them hit.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great episode when it comes to promos. The in-ring action was really exciting when it needed to be, and overall just steady with with that little bit of comedy in two matches, right? So it was cool. I liked the episode overall. I don't know exactly what we're gonna get next week before we get into, but because next week is tomorrow's episode. Tomorrow's episode, we got, and then one more before we go into Against All Odds.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, I have Double or Nothing, and Against All Odds. I have two casino themed pay-per-views. It's not great. But yeah, I'm excited to see what's going to happen. We got two more episodes before we get there, so we got time to announce some more matches. Figure out who Deanna's going to be facing.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you guys want to throw in?
I think it's going to be Rosemary who's facing Deanna.
Probably.
Yeah.
You're muted.
It better be.
Yeah. I mean,
And
I
it better
want to see it. At this point, I really want to see it. But yeah, so that was everything for Impact. Let's go into...
You can tell it's a good episode when we go over an hour talking about it.
Yes. Honestly, yeah, we had promos, man. Promos make us talk more than matches, I'm not going to lie. They always do.
Yeah.
So this week's top three, we were going to be doing top three American wrestlers.
Already got my top three.
So I'll start this week. I got no issue with that.
Cool.
My number 3 is just a personal favorite wrestler that has always, like, one of the reasons why I got into pro wrestling and stayed in pro wrestling for the longest time, and that is Kane. Kane is just, like, the choke slam is one of my favorite moves. Still is today. It's so simplistic, but so devastating looking. It's just, and everybody remembers their first time seeing Kane. My second would be Eddie Guerrero.
I couldn't blame that. That's true.
I mean, I don't even know what to say about Eddie Guerrero. Like, he's Eddie Guerrero.
Pretty much.
That's all that needs to be said. My number 1 for American-born wrestlers. These are not necessarily in an order for normally they kind of are, but for American-born they're not. But my last pick for American-born wrestlers, really hard for me to narrow it down. There's a lot more to choose from here than there is anywhere else. I think I have to give it to Sami Callihan.
Good point. Good pick.
Callihan has done some really amazing things, not only on the indie scene, not only for little tiny promotions, but for Impact.
Mm-hmm.
And man, Callihan is just an incredible professional as well.
Mm-hmm.
An incredible person to talk to, an incredible mind about the business. Callihan is kind of what a lot of people should aim to be.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, what do you
All
guys
right. So my 3 are completely different. So the first guy number 3 is gonna be the one and only Samoa Joe. Reason being because first time I ever saw him, I think anybody who sees him for the first time, they look at him and they think, oh, this guy, he probably is just one of those big guys who can't wrestle. That he just, moves around like a heavyweight. Instead, he has some of the greatest matches I've ever seen. And it's just a badass, legitimate badass. And it was always somebody I hadn't, I could watch it. I'm so happy I saw him live. Because he's one of those wrestlers, when you see him live, you feel the energy. And you're just like, holy crap, this guy's amazing. Second one is the greatest babyface of all time, Mick Foley.
That's a good choice.
Because, man, Mick Foley is, whether it was Mankind, whether it was Cactus Jack, or it was, to me, the guy who would have been the perfect co-host of Swingers Palace, Dude Love.
Yes.
Mick Foley, man, the fact that he put his body on the line for us wrestling fans makes him a legend that should always be respected.
I think one of the most iconic moments in wrestling is him falling off the top of the cell.
Oh my god. It's the moment I ask people, I say, okay, it's fake. Tell me how he faked that. If you tell me it's because there's pads on the floor, you saw how he fell. And number 1 is, to me, the greatest heel of all time, and is next to the Great Muta, my favorite wrestler. It is ravishing Rick Rude. The man who made me love wrestling, because I always loved bad guys in wrestling. Bad guys are my favorite. And for Trev, so I said...
oh, no, I heard it all, dude. Don't worry.
Okay, and so, yeah. But Rick Rude, first time I ever saw him, I was like, this guy is like such a prick. And the great part is, he could take your woman, and what are you going to do about it? Rick Rude's Rick Rude. But
I will say, Rick Rude set the standard definition. Like, he is the standard for what a heel is.
And here's why he is also one of my favorite wrestlers, is because people looked at him at the time and they thought, when he feuded with Ultimate Warrior, that they were alike. Here's the difference. Both guys may have had incredible physiques. Rick Rude could have 5-star matches. And if you need to know, watch his Iron Man match with Ricky Steamboat. Unbelievable how good the matches were. And
To
that,
be fair, though, I don't think anybody could have a bad match with Steamboat.
yeah, but I mean, just the fact that, you know, he was always looked at as one of these, oh, he's just one of these bodybuilder guys, you know. He could have like maybe a 15-minute match good, that's it. But Rick Rude, man, could actually wrestle.
Yeah. Oh, quickly, before you do yours, Jay, I do want to say, technically, Kane was born in Spain. But that's because his dad was, you know, like, military family, Air Force. He's still an American citizen the moment he was born. So...
Technically, you're breaking kayfabe. He was born in parts unknown.
Good point.
Which is definitely America.
Which is definitely America, you're right. But Jay, go into it, man. Who are your three?
See, I was going to pick Sammy, but I'll go with my other pick. Like, see, this was just...
No.
No, I'm going to go with my other pick. So, like, this was the hardest one. You've got so many great names, so many great talents, but for number 3, I went with Kurt Angle. You know,
Can't complain.
Kurt Angle's had some incredible matches. Kurt Angle is like him, Stone Cold, and Vince McMahon are some of my favorite moments of the Attitude Era.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so funny, so good, and he had a much better career in TNA / Impact Wrestling than he did in WWE. Like, I don't think anyone can argue with that. And yeah, he's brought me so much like enjoyment from wrestling. Number 2
all
is
of his 3 eyes.
yeah. Number 2 is Hulk Hogan. Now, this was really hard. It's not that I respect Hulk Hogan now. Yeah. You know, I don't agree with the racism. I don't agree with all of that stuff, you know. But as a wrestling fan growing up, as a young boy, Hulk Hogan was like, my God, I watched his matches, and I even go back now and watch him. You know, one of my favourite matches is Shawn Michaels versus Hulk Hogan, where Shawn just oversells absolutely everything.
I loved it.
I agree.
And you can see the frustration in Hogan's face. Yeah, but I was such a Hogan fan that, like, I used to have a video of a film called Mr. Nanny with Hulk Hogan in it. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Like, and I fucking loved it. It's a shit film, but I loved it. Like, and I made my granddad watch that so many times.
Your granddad's a hero.
I understand. When it comes to Hogan, I really get it. It's I mean, like, one of my favorite British wrestlers, like I said, was freaking Marty Scurll. It's what that wrestler represented for you at the time.
And my third option is Sting, because again, from WCW to TNA, you know, to AEW, I'm gonna miss out WWE because they fucked him over.
God, no, yeah.
Like the match that I always wanted to see was Sting versus Undertaker. I don't think anyone.
Oh, everybody did.
See
Yeah.
that match.
Everybody did.
And WWE really dropped the ball. Like they could have given us a fucking cinematic match and we would have fucking eaten it up.
Oh yeah. Yep.
But
Absolutely.
yeah, Sting is my number one. He is just, you know.
You can't tell me it wasn't epic of how he went from the color base paint to Black Crow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool. It's iconic.
To face one of my all-time factions as well. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So next week, guys, we're going to be doing our top 3 world title belts.
Ooh.
Now, world title belt can be world, heavyweight, or the top belt of a promotion. I just want to see your 3 favorite belts. It could be for purely aesthetic reasons. It could be because a specific champion held it for a while, and that title run and that story means a shit ton to you. When you see that belt, it instantly brings you to that. That's whatever, man. Your top 3 favorite top tier titles.
Okay, cool.
Yep. So if you tell me the ROH belt, I gotta know which design. So I will be putting them up, and that video will be its own video. It's gonna go up next Friday after the recap.
Cool.
So thank you very much, Wrestle Geeks. Remember, like, share, subscribe. Leave comments down below. Tell us who your top 3 U.S. wrestlers are, who influenced you, what you thought of Impact, and what you hope to see on tomorrow night's episode of Impact. Have a good one, everybody.
Or
Peace out.
else.